Niyati Chauhan, Assistant Professor at LG Institute of Engineering and Technology, Department of Instrumentation and Control. Our subject is Safety Instrumented System, Unit 3, Process Control versus Safety Control. In last lecture, I have discussed about separation of process control and safety system for applicable standards. So, we have discussed HSE and PES standard, AICHE standard, IEC 61508 and NFPA 85 standard. And in today's session, I will discuss API RP 554 standard, API RP 14C, ANSI/ISA-84.00.01-2004 standard. So let's start from API RP 554 standard. In API RP 554 standard, full form of API, that is American Petroleum Institute, and RP, that means recommended practice, and 554 is standard number. The American Petroleum Institute recommended practice 554 process instrumentation and control applies to refineries. Here we are using API RP 554 standard. Generally we use as a control purpose and also we use as a safety purpose. So API RP 554 standard generally we are using in refineries. Its statement regarding separation are rather straightforward. The shutdown and control function should be decided and separate from pre-shutdown alarm and process control system. So here we are discussing about different standards and how to separate process control system and safety system in all standards. Okay. So in API RP 554 standard, its statement regarding separation are straightforward, and that is for safety purpose we use pre-shutdown alarm system, okay, and as a control purpose we are using process control system. Next, API RP 14C. The American Petroleum Institute recommended practice 14C for analysis, design, installation and testing of basic surface safety system for offshore platform shutdown system. The prescribe how to determine the inputs and outputs for the shutdown system for different process unit. So API RP 14C we are using for shutdown system, and here we determine how many inputs and outputs are available. The safety system should provide two levels of protection. The two levels of protection should be independent and in addition to the control device used in normal operation. So here two level of protection should be independent and addition to control device and in normal operation. So here 14C tell you how to determine input and output and functional logic for the system. People have installed pneumatic, relay, PLC and systems on offshore platform and all claim to have met RP 14C. So next standard is ANSI/ISA 84.00.01-2004. The original 1996 version of this standard had the two following statements regarding separation. So, ANSI and ISA standard, that is its original version released in 1996. But in original version, they have not discussed about separation. So, they give two statements for separation. First, sensors for SIS shall be separated from the basic process control system. The logic solve shall be separated from the basic process control system. Means in first statement, sensors for SIS shall be separated from basic process control system, and logic solve shall be separated from the basic process control system. Okay, we are using logic solve in safety instrumented system. You have seen in diagram. ISA standard are generally revised every 5 years and rewrite the ISA SP84 standard. So here we know that ISA standard revised in every 5 years according to the requirement. The wording in the ISA standard regarding separation is not written. Means in ISA standard about the separation they have not discussed in this standard. Next, common cause and systematic functional failures. Okay, so what are the reasons of failures? Okay, so here I am discussing about it. There are many varieties of names and definition for common cause. The common cause failures can be defined as a single stressor or failure that impact multiple items or portion of the system. One way of referring to such problem is the beta factor. This is the percentage of all identified failure in one leg or slice of redundant system that might impact identical components and make the entire system fail. Okay, so here we are using for searching problem beta factor we use, and this is the percentage of all identification failure. Okay, for example, suppose a central processor unit has a failure rate of 10e-6 failure per hour. So here they have taken one example of CPU, right, and discussed about its failure rate. Systematic failure, also called functional failure, impact an entire system and are therefore sometimes categorized as common cause failure. Means systematic failure that is similar to functional failure. Okay. Example of systematic failure usually include human error in design, operation and maintenance. Means systematic failures we consider as a human error in design and operation and maintenance. A systematic error in specifying a solenoid valve could result in valve not operating properly at the low temperature. Okay, so here discussed about systematic error, right? We are using solenoid valve and valve not operating at low temperature. So that is a systematic error. If redundant valves were used, the systematic failure would also be a common cause failure. While some systematic failure may be relatively easy to identify, for example, it's called design error. The exact number or percentage, if accounting for them using the beta factor of such failures, is usually more difficult to qualify. Means if we use redundant valve, right, the systematic failure would also be common cause failure. While systematic failure may be relatively easy to identify, okay, so systematic failure, that is design error. So how much failure in our system, okay, so we can identify through percentage. One study in the nuclear industry found that 25% of all failure in nuclear power station were related to common cause. Means author has a study about nuclear industry and they found that 25% of all failures in nuclear power station were related to common cause. Investigation in redundant control system have found common cause percentage between 10% and 30%. Okay, so generally common cause ratio in percentage 10% and up to 30%. It's surprising how some very redundant systems still have single points of failure. So here we are taking one example. One networked computer system had 7-way redundant communication. Means our computer system had 7-way redundant communication. Unfortunately, they all run through the same fiber optical cable which when cut then disable our system. Okay, so disable the entire system. Obviously, no one would intentionally design system this way. Okay, so these are common cause and due to common cause our system will be failed. If control and safety functions are performed in the same system, there will always be potential for common cause faults. The more the systems are physically separated, the more unlikely it will be that single failures can affect them both. So here our chapter 3 is completed and some questions can be asked. First question, give comparison of safety system and process control system. So for comparison, you have to draw diagram and in this diagram, we will draw basic process control system and safety instrumented system. And second question, why separation required for process control system and safety system? So here you have to discuss about why separation required. Okay, if we combine process control system and safety system, okay, so some problems arise in our industries, right? So that's why we separate our process control system and safety system. Question 3. Describe for separation of process control system and safety system for standards. So for 7 marks, you have to write all standards and in all standards how we separated safety system and control system. Okay. Thank you for watching video. If you have any query, then you can ask me.